Hey everyone and welcome. Today we're going to talk about something super practical, how to build a small food reserve for your family. Now, this isn't about some extreme doomsday scenario. It's just about smart, budget-friendly planning in a world where prices just keep going up. So, let's get right into it.
So, have you had that moment at the checkout counter recently? You know the one. You look at the total for the same old stuff you always buy, and you just kind of stare at it, thinking, wait, what? How did it get that high? It's a feeling a lot of us are getting pretty familiar with.
And listen, if that's you, you are absolutely not alone. That sticker shock you're feeling is a real signal that there are some bigger things going on. So in this explainer, we're going to break down exactly what's causing it, and way more importantly, give you a clear, simple plan you can actually use.
All right, so let's get right into it. To really understand the solution, we first have to get a handle on the problem. And the root of the problem, believe it or not, often starts thousands of miles away from your local grocery store.
See, what's so interesting here is that the price you pay at the register is just the very last step in a super long chain. The real pressure, the stuff that's driving up costs, is building up way before that food ever even gets close to a shelf. It affects everything from how it's grown to how it gets to your town.
What we're really seeing is kind of like a perfect storm. There are three huge factors all hitting at the same time. You've got skyrocketing fertilizer costs, really high fuel and transportation prices, and more disruptive weather events. It's like a three-front battle against your grocery budget.
And this slide just shows that domino effect perfectly. I mean, let's just take fertilizer, for example. Global conflicts or export bans make it way more expensive. So what do farmers do? Well, they use less of it, which means they grow less food. Then you add in higher fuel costs for the tractors and the trucks, and by the time that food finally makes it to your store, sometimes months later, all those extra costs are baked right into the price you pay. Okay, so that's the why. It's a bit of a downer, I know. But now let's pivot to the solution. Because if we know which foods are most likely to get hit by all these pressures, we can plan ahead. Think of this as your watch list.
So here are the 8 big categories you really want to keep an eye on. We're talking about things that are often imported, are super sensitive to bad weather, or just cost a lot to produce and ship. You know, stuff like coffee, cooking oils, even staples like rice and beef. These are usually the first places you'll see prices start to creep up. And hey, this isn't just some theory. I mean, just look at this number, a 48% jump year over year in what farmers are charging for fresh vegetables. That shows you just how fast these global issues can turn into some serious price hikes on food we all need.
Now, I know exactly what you might be thinking. That's a lot of stuff to buy, and my budget is already stretched super thin. And I hear you. That is a totally fair question. So let's get strategic. This next part is all about how you start, even when money is tight.
So here's your game plan. It's a simple 3-step process. You start with the foundation, the cheapest, most filling calories you can get. That means rice, dried beans, and pasta. Once you have a base of those, you move on to step 2, nutrition and energy. That's your canned veggies, fruits, and cooking oils. And then finally, step 3, you add that long-lasting protein, things like canned tuna, chicken, or beef. It's a logical approach that puts your budget first.
Okay, let me just make this super clear, because it's important. That first list of 8 items, that's your watch list, to understand what's vulnerable in the market. This 3-step list, this is your buy list. It tells you exactly where to put your money first to get the biggest bang for your buck. 2 different lists, 2 different jobs.
Okay, great. So buying the food is really only half the battle. Seriously, if it all just expires in the back of your pantry, well, that's just wasted money and effort. This is where smart management becomes everything. And this slide shows the single most important rule perfectly. It's called FIFO, first in, first out. On the left, you've got the chaotic pantry, where new groceries just get shoved in front and old stuff gets lost in the back until it's too late. But on the right, you've got the smart system. New items go to the back, which pushes the older items to the front, so you use them first, no waste.
And here are a few dead simple tips to make this a habit. First, always put the new stuff in the back. Second, a simple list on the fridge helps you know what you have. Third, and this is crucial, only buy what your family will actually eat. Stockpiling cans of something nobody likes is totally pointless. Fourth, don't forget the little morale boosters. Coffee, tea, a little something sweet. Those things matter more than you think in a stressful time. And finally, use this food. Cook with it regularly. That's how you keep everything fresh.
You know, at the end of the day, that's what this is all about. It's about being proactive instead of reactive. The idea is to calmly get what you need now, on your own schedule and your own budget.
so you can completely avoid the stress and the craziness if store shelves ever start looking a little thin.
So really, this isn't about panic buying or hoarding at all. It's about building a small, sensible buffer for your family. It's about giving yourself some peace of mind. It's about resilience. It's a form of empowerment. So the only question left is, are you ready to take that first, small step?